So it's been 3 days since my last video. This is my first time out of the house and my first time really honestly doing anything at all. I don't know what the hell I have or had. I do feel like I'm getting over whatever it is, thank God. For the first time in my life I took cold medicine. Boy was I missing out. It took a lot for me to be like, you know what, I'm done being, you know, like pure of body and all this other bullshit, like just make this go away. Wendy kept bugging me, she's like, babe, just take NyQuil, you'll be able to sleep. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. So while she was dangling it in front of me, I was being super resistant, and then she fell asleep and I was sitting there staring at it and I was just like, oh, fuck it. So I took it, and then like probably 30 minutes later, I was like, huh, I can almost think straight. And then I fell asleep, and I woke up the next day at like 3 p.m. It was awesome. That's the longest I've ever slept in my entire life. It was pretty incredible. So further than just masking whatever sickness I have, it, you know, actually let me sleep. Which in turn gave me a chance to heal. So I am actually feeling a little bit better. Yesterday I was just so out of it I could barely even make a sentence. So thank you guys for the well wishes and whatnot. My wife isn't sick. The friends that I hung out with the day that I started feeling sick aren't sick. So maybe it's just me and my stupid luck. But whatever I have, it sucks. But again, I do feel like I'm getting over it. On a scooter on the sidewalk. What are you doing? Oh, you had to slam on your brakes for a yellow light. I never really did give an explanation as to why I got another Scar 17. The long and short of it is I wanted to do a comparison video of out of the box versus out of the box of two different rifles. A lot of you guys seem to have this preconceived notion that the Scar is like the greatest rifle in the world, and I'm not going to disagree with you, but at the same time there's other rifles out there that are equally awesome. But there's some things about the Scar that I don't like, and some things that I change almost immediately. What a lot of people obviously do, myself included, is we change out the lower to be able to accept SR25 mags. So you just dropped $3,500 on a rifle, knowing damn well, if you're me, that you're going to change the lower, the entire stock, the trigger, and a bunch of other stuff. Why not just buy something completely different? I'm not gonna lie to you, that's honestly a very good question. I'm not being facetious, that's a good question. Why not go with something different? When all is said and done, you know, you have a $400 lower, a $300 stock. Why not just buy, I don't know, like an HK MR 762A1, or I don't know. There's other options out there, and I'm actually on my way to pick one of them up right now. So if you're gonna spend the money on a rifle, why not just get what you originally wanted in the first place? Yes, that is the point of this video. I don't know anything about Daniel Defense, alright? Then again, I didn't know anything about Noveske, and look how surprised I was by them. They're awesome. I'm gonna skip over the fact that I got sick while shooting it, but I don't think it was that rifle's fault. I didn't want to buy a middle-of-the-road $1,400 AR-15. That's the only reason that I haven't done the DD4, whatever the hell it is. You know, I look at something and I look at its cost. With Noveske, yes, a lot goes into paying for their name, but at the same time, a lot goes into their rifles. I am actually having one custom made for me right now, and I actually had one in motion before I even made the Noveske video. And they're just down in Oregon. They know my name, they've seen my video. And they're not doing it as like a, hey, we're trying to tickle you so you say nice things about us thing, because I tell everyone, I'm going to touch more on that I'm going to touch more on this in a second, but I tell everyone, hey look, if your product sucks, I'm going to tell everyone. So are you sure you want to ask me to review it? Because I am extremely honest. So anyways, they are building me a custom, it's like a Gen 3.5, and it's going to be fucking sweet. And it's been like 3 weeks. Everything is made to order with them. It's not like they have a warehouse full of completed stuff. It is 100% made for you to order. That's it in a nutshell. If you want a Noveske, you're waiting a couple of weeks. In my case, almost a month. Alright, anyways, back on topic. I was going through the lineup of Daniel Defense rifles and found out that they do in fact make a 308, the DD5. So that was intriguing. Asked a friend about it and he's like, I don't know if you want that, man. Like, a lot of things on that are extremely proprietary. And I was like, I want it. He's like, what? Why? That would be a good comparison for a SCAR. So I broke it down for him and he was like, okay, yeah, actually that makes a lot of sense. So a rifle in 308 from the factory, right around the $3,000 price point, that takes a lot of proprietary stuff, that also shoots 308. See where I'm going with this? No, you could either have a SCAR 17 or a really high-end, essentially, you know, very dedicated build. Please don't turn around, please don't turn around, please don't turn around. I don't know if it's legal or not to drive while on Dayquil. You guys, I don't ever take drugs. I don't know what I'm doing. But I took Dayquil. I'm hopped up on it right now. Not really. I don't feel anything other than, well, I can kind of feel my face right now, so that's helpful. So, apples to oranges. The Daniel Defense versus the SCAR 17. To address the question that I'm going to be getting asked a lot, and you've already asked it, haven't you? It's already in my comment section. You've already asked. Go back and delete it. I'm covering that right now. Why not get the Noveske in 308? They're upwards of $4,000. So I'm trying to keep with a similar price point, and on top of that, so many people have asked to do the Daniel Defense. And on top of that, I'm picking up a stock and a Geissele Super SCAR as well. So, kinda two birds, one stone. And I honestly just wanted to get the hell out of the house. Dude, I do not do well not doing anything. I know, boo-hoo. Whenever I arrive, I feel like I'm at home. Ah, yeah.
Actually stoked you're picking up the N6 over the DD.
Yeah, dude, I am too.
Oh, it's sealed too, look at that.
They even have a cutout for the hat this time.
It's the little details.
Last time it was like, hey, figure your shit out. And I'm like, okay.
You're actually buying the hat, the rifle just comes with it.
Don't take the flag out. Oh, okay.
Don't take the flag out?
I want it to look virgin new on video when I unbox it.
Oh, okay.
Now he has to edit. Thanks, Chris.
No, I'll leave it in there. I'm honest to the
You
viewers.
could just do the Japanese pixelation.
Everyone's in love with Ben, by the way. I get a lot of DMs like, is he single? Is he married? Actually, are you single? Are you married?
I'm married.
Oh, sorry, ladies. And dudes. Or whatever you identify as. Cool. Yeah. You guys, I just couldn't do the Daniel Defense thing.
Yeah.
That charging handle was a big put off. Yes. I'll show you guys why. Now that I'm here. Where the fuck did it go? So, here's the rifle that I was gonna get. And yes, I'm tracing the shit out of my foot. But there's a detent. And it's really, really, really hard to charge. There's no actual unlocking. You literally just have to use enough force to break past that detent. Not a fan. And the fact that it is key mod as well, I was like, I might as well just go Noveske. So, That's not happening. So, bye Daniel Defense. You would have been nice. And you guys, this right here is why I always buy Noveske from Rainier. Not because they give me handouts, but simply for the fact that they're recognized as a top dealer. I suppose we all saw how that ended. I played with the Daniel Defense that was in there before, saw all of its quirks the first time, and realistically I think a better comparison is going to be a good to go out of the box AR around the same price point compared to, realistically, I guess. So once I got in there and actually started evaluating things, I think a better comparison is going to be... So plans change. I think the biggest thing that hit me when I was standing in there was, if you're going into a SCAR, you realize that you are buying a proprietary weapon system in the first place, and throwing a proprietary AR variant at it. It's just a little bit too much of a difference for it to be a truly fair comparison. So changing direction on this, and I think what would make more sense is going top tier AR versus top tier non-AR. I think that makes more sense. With that said, Noveske versus SCAR, I think is a much better comparison. This is how you know you live in the mountains. So there you go. The best of the best compared to the best of the best. Is it the best of the best? I don't know. There might be some AR platforms out there that are about the same, but as far as price point goes, SCARs are right around $3,500, $3,600, and the Noveskes are right around maybe just a little bit more, but if you're going to be comparing top tier ARs to top tier non-ARs, I think it's only fitting that it would be a fair comparison between the best of the best. So this is going to be the intro stages of the comparison, and I think a really good starting point. So I don't know if this is going to be a transition into a part 2, or if I'm going to keep this as just a daily vlog thing. I know a lot of you guys are kind of wanting to see just guns and not necessarily my life vlog stuff, but realistically speaking, I kind of want to keep this as formal as possible, and I want to keep this as realistic as possible. I don't want to seem like just a gun reviewer. I want you guys to see like the life as well as, you know, the person behind the gun. So, we'll see how that goes, and yeah, I'm wearing gloves. So quick update on the Gen 4. She is running the SLK grip, the SDE trigger, and Rainier Arms' 45-degree lever, although for some reason it ended up being a 90-degree throw, which I realistically don't mind in the slightest bit. Again, sorry for the voice, I am still sick, so you're gonna have to deal with it. My aim point PRO is sitting on here, and I put this on just to go out to the woods to shoot. Turns out it was actually zeroed. I have no problems with aim points, so it's going to stay on here. Not indefinitely, I don't think, but it was zeroed, so I'm not going to mess with it. And this, by the way, for those who are wondering, is still completely filthy, and that's not going to change until we do our accuracy test. A lot of people flamed me for running the gun that hard. Something I want to remind all of you is this is a machine gun barrel. It should be able to withstand getting hot. It should be able to withstand glowing red, and if it can't, then it shouldn't be in a Noveske, you know? That's basically just the long and short of it. So I am going to be replicating as much of this as possible, simply for the fact that, as you guys know, I like keeping everything as consistent across the board as I can. So this obviously is the Gen 3 N6. All right. And again, first person to make me laugh through the comments gets a hat. I want to giggle. Included again is the Magpul Pmag. This is going to be your standard SR25, just Gen 3 Pmag. More of our gummy bears. And this is actually pretty cool. This rifle, and a lot of you guys said this, the Gen 4s screwed up. Why do they screw up? Well, the Gen 3s all came with Geisley triggers. And on the Gen 4, they kind of deviated from that, which was a huge bummer. So these are going to be for the grip that I'm going to be taking off. So with Noveske, I'm not sure what happened between Gen 3 and Gen 4, but their biggest mistake is omitting the Geisley trigger. The trigger that came on it was a good combat trigger, but nothing will ever beat a Geisley. If you want the absolute best from your rifle, this is your answer. So full disclosure, and I think it's a good disclosure, you could take a $700 rifle, put a Geisley trigger in it, and I'd be willing to bet you could probably outshoot the Noveske with your $700 rifle just because of the trigger. So I don't know why they skimped on not going with Geisley on the Gen 4s, but that was a huge mistake in my opinion. So, just my 2 cents for whatever that may be worth. We get the same, yes, badass certificate of authenticity. This one was made 2/23/17, so it's a bit older than the Gen 4 that is sitting next to me. Same sticker. I'm going to assume this manual is going to be the same. Full color detail on everything. It is fantastic manual. You would expect absolutely nothing less from such a high-end rifle. The Gen 3 lock, for whatever it may be worth, doesn't actually have the Noveske logo. Ooh, damn. You know what, guys? This right here makes me really happy. I don't have to go out and buy these. I don't like the look of Keymod at all. So the fact that they give us rail covers to get rid of the ugly Keymod, awesome. That makes me really, really, really happy. Hell yeah. Just like they did before, they give us a QD mount to go into our Keymod. And just like the Gen 4, they also give us the QD sling attachments. Thank you again. Very cool. Okay. On to the beauty itself. So the first thing I'm going to tell you guys is I like the STR stock better than the SLK that came on the Gen 4. I'm going to take this off. And here is our panning overview of the entire rifle. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, the fit and finish of the Gen 3 is just as good as the Gen 4. That's just a Noveske thing. I don't think it has anything to do with generations, they just make a really nice rifle. Okay, chamber flag, says Noveske. And we get the super badass charging handle again. Obviously a Radian design. You guys are going to see something on that trigger that makes me immediately happy. A G. Yes, these come with Geissele triggers from the box. You guys remember on the Gen 4 I said that their mag release was kind of like a Ambi 1.5. This one I'm going to call an actual, like, real Ambi. So this is the way to do it in my opinion. So just like on the Gen 4, Ambi bolt control, Ambi selector. This is the 45-degree Magpul, which again I will be changing out. And let's take a look at the trigger. Alright, it's a Geissele, I'm not sure. Just kidding. So here's our first stage take up. And now to our reset. Whew. One more time. So take up to a very firm wall. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Nothing's happening, nothing is moving. Break. It does not get any better than that, I promise. So right from the get-go, huge win. Just can't say enough about the Geissele trigger. So on the top of this rifle, just like the Gen 4, we get the steel Magpul Pmag. And I have to be honest with you guys, I shot them, and actually, I really enjoyed them. Kind of made me wish I would have played with them sooner and given them a chance, because they're every bit as good as my Troys. The only difference is they are not tritium. So as far as the real world goes, I'm going to go ahead and say that they're actually really great sights. Alright, so if we take a step back and just look at the overall rifle itself, minus obviously magwells and the stocks, they look pretty identical. But there's one thing that is left out on the Gen 3 that I wish they would have left out on the Gen 4. Yes, the stupid forward assist. So on the Gen 4, they decided to give us a forward assist, which I'm not a fan of. If you've been following my channel at all, you'll know that I do not like them. They give us a crappy trigger from the factory. Well, I say crappy, but honestly it was a good trigger, just it's not a Geissele. Otherwise, everything on the receiver is identical for the most part, shy of the size. I hate to say it, but I actually think that I like the Gen 3 considerably more. So in keeping things fair, this grip and this specific Geissele trigger have to be on all of my rifles. Am I ridiculous? Yeah, I am. The Geissele trigger that came in the Gen 3 is incredible. It is the SDE. It is, however, a hooked trigger, and I prefer the flat face trigger. You had a perfectly good Geissele in there. Was it really worth the $230, $240? Yes. Yes, it was. Why? Again, you guys, because I am used to it. If this doesn't show loyalty to a company, I don't know what does. But the flat face triggers are just perfection. You know, if you find something that works for you, you stick with it. And these triggers, they work for me. And let me show you why. So, take up that first stage. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Notice how nothing's moving. And then just break. And I'll show you the reset. So your reset brings you straight to your first of two stages. So see how I let go and it didn't move? That is perfection, you guys. That is just, it's incredible. Watch where the reset happens. Okay, now I'm gonna let go. Ah, it didn't move. Now watch. Take up. Break. So your reset is right back to the first of two stages. Okay, there's my reset. Now I'm gonna let go. Nothing moved. It's just perfection. And shooting this way and getting used to this trigger, let me show you one more time. Still holding. And then to the reset. Okay, now watch. Letting go of my finger, watch the trigger, see if it moves. Not at all. Alright, let's move the Gen 4 out of the way and focus more on this and its purpose. Okay, we have a 308, right around the $3,500–3,600 mark-ish. And we have a 308, right around the $3,500–3,600-ish mark. This one does not have a Geissele trigger. And the reason for that is I'm not going to put one in yet. I'm going to show you guys how well I can group with this that came with a factory Geissele versus your standard SCAR combat trigger. So this is what a standard combat trigger looks like. So gritty. I felt worse, you know. It's definitely not the kind of trigger that you would expect out of a $3,500 rifle. But then again, this is a SCAR. So realistically, what are you getting when you pay for a SCAR versus just your standard 308? Well, that is going to be the focus of the next up and coming videos. So, before I close out on this video, I'm going to change out this stock and the charging handle. And unfortunately guys, I cannot show you how to do it or even the process, which is a bummer, but here is the KDG charging handle. And I open it upside down, but all the same, this is their stock. Let me tell you guys, before you even start, I've put thousands upon thousands upon thousands of rounds through my other one with this stock and have had zero problems. I actually reached out to KDG and they read my message but didn't respond. So yeah, I kind of wanted their input on it, like, hey, this is what I'm hearing from everyone, what do you have to say about it? Is it okay if I cite you as a reference? The message was read, but it was never responded to. So your loss, KDG. If there was another company out there who made this stock, I would go with them, just simply for the fact that you don't read somebody's message, left it as read, and then not respond. You know, that's unprofessional. The fact that they read something from me and never responded, it's kind of a bummer. You know, like, what if something breaks and I need to reach out to them? Are they actually going to respond? Well, they didn't the first time, so I have no reason to suspect they're going to the second time. So, if there was another company out there who made these, I would go with them. But there isn't, so they kind of hold the monopoly. Anyways, let me show you a quick before. So here's your before with your UGG boot. And there's your factory charging handle. And your after coming up in like 0.2 seconds. And there you go. Much better. And the charging handle. I've heard a lot of people say, oh, it's upside down. Nope, it's not. Why? I would crack my knuckle on my optic. So this gets it out enough and far down enough that you can charge your weapon and still clear an optic. There's actually one more thing that I want to do, and that is put this on something. Now, there's not many companies out there that I will condemn, But there is companies out there that make me immediately think of something. And that one company is Hogue. If I see you running a Hogue grip on pretty much anything, my first thought is always going to be flood gun. Unfortunately, all M82s and 107s come with this stupid Hogue grip on there. But I think that would look a little bit better. So I don't think this beaver tail is going to work. So I'm taking that off and using the supplied Myad coolness grip thing. It's always kind of humorous to me, flipping over a Barrett. It reminds me of, I don't know, manhandling my Rottweiler to clip his nails or something. By the way, T30 on the grip screw on a Barrett. Yay! So that's on there nice and tight. And in the bottom of the Myad grip, they give us a little thing of lube, which is actually pretty useful on a Barrett. What do you think? I think that looks a lot better. Yeah. Much better. Alright, so that's gonna wrap it up. This is the aftermath of usually what one of my videos looks like. When you guys want to come help me clean this shit up. Anyways, love you guys. I will see you in the part 2. We're actually going to be doing a real side-by-side comparison of the Noveske versus the 17S. And I'm really excited for it. And super excited to have my voice back. Sorry you guys probably couldn't understand half of the shit that I was saying today, but I am getting better, hopefully. Fingers crossed. And I will see you in the next one.